The player, a dream guy who becomes your nightmare. Part of Learn to Love Yourself, first series for the of Light magazine by KLS Fuerte, author of Never Saw You Coming. Today, I will read first part about why you need to see beyond players' words and why trading your trust for pillow talks will never take you to the altar. A very good friend asked me a few weeks ago, how do you recognize a player? I could not answer. Yet, I was the one who would often say, he was a player, that's why it didn't work out. So my friend got me thinking. I might not be able to tell her how to recognize a player because they do not walk around with a sign on their head saying, player here, stay away. That would be too easy and boring. The truth is, I do not think that all men are players. Indeed, in my world, the player is one of the most charming guys I've ever met. I believe so because I have encountered so many of them. So, while I'm not sure how to recognize one, I can certainly write about some of their common traits, simply because on reflection of my love fiascos, I realize that these guys, just the players, not all guys of course, have a lot in common. I do not wish to put all men in the same big pot of players because that would not be a real reflection of my mind. It is not ideal to be placed in a category as a human being, to be classified as a group, especially when this group is not being flattered by the general conception of what makes a wonderful man. However, for the purpose of sharing my thoughts and replying to my friend's question, I will refer to the player as the guy who starts like my dream or your dream, but ends up in my nightmares or your nightmares. Why you need to see beyond players' words. This guy, I think, knew exactly the words I wanted to hear, and he said them just to see the light shine in my eyes and the beautiful smile on my face. On one of our first dates, I remember him whispering in my fragile ears, I am one woman man, darling. And he turned around to steal a kiss when I did not expect it. He made my heart beat really fast, and I heard myself reply very shyly, really? I am a one man woman, so we're good. He knew that to have me, he needed to act like the sultry Prince Charming he could be. Which woman would resist Prince Charming? We have been conditioned since our youngest age to read about him and wait for him because we were made to believe that there is a Prince Charming for every one of us. The player knew that too. Another player on our second date asked me, do you want to get married? Would you get married again? He posed many similar questions around the wedding topic to find out how keen I was, so that he could formulate his plans of seduction. How far could he push the wedding topic to show me how he was my serious dream guy who was not looking to fool around? I must admit that I fell for this trap so many times. Yes, it took me time and pain to learn about the player's ways. I should have thought back then, why on earth is this guy talking about marriage? We've hardly known each other. That's odd. Instead, I had found someone who could be serious to having a relationship with me. So I let my guards down and relaxed. The player had won their first rounds and could make their next move to build my trust. Why trading your trust for pillow talks will never take you to the altar. I am not sure that a player's manual exists, but if it does, I bet that Build Her Trust is the second chapter. So there I was, dating yet another Prince Charming who spoke so well, telling me how beautiful I was, and all the things we could do together if we continued to see each other and became a little closer. With every wonderful compliment I received, I reacted with glee and joy because he was making me feel so good. Another trust trick was when he invited me to attend a family wedding. Yes, you read correctly, a family wedding. With this one, we had been dating for a month or two when suddenly his cousin, whom I had never met, was getting married, and he invited me to attend with him. Was that not exciting and validating? Did I ever ask myself why I was meeting his cousins before meeting his parents? No, I did not. I trusted that the family move, cousin or not, was the family move. At the time, I thought this was a first step towards commitment. I am such a dreamy kind of girl. Unfortunately, the cousin family move was just the cousin family move and nothing else. At the time, however, it was a big enough event for him to gain my total trust. In my little